one that can easily define season trajectories and put the victor on the path to the college football playoff. An iconic venue, Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge. It's the Florida Gators and the LSU Tigers. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rose down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Guys, the LSU head coach told me before the game, even though their opponent today is not ranked in the top 25, Coach has been warning his players all week. Do not overlook anyone. We have to be the best version of ourselves today. I'll keep you posted on how it's going at halftime. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. He'll bring it out. It's Lloyd. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Straight ahead, it's Abrams. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. The Gators will hustle to the line.
And that's not a surprise. We all knew and talked about coming in. Who are they going to feature? They give it to him the first play, and he chews up and gets a first down. We're going to see more of that. I'm excited to watch this matchup, but the defense, Jesse, they better get physical. They better get better in a heartbeat.
Well, and they've got to fight some emotion right now, too, because the fans are excited. The offensive line is absolutely juiced after that opening play. They're now getting lathered up. They're now getting excited. They're pointing to the sideline. Run it again. Run the same play again.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
He'll pull it down and run. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
Man, that's so frustrating, and it happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
And the Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Jones to throw. Here comes the heat. Flip it out to the back on the screen. Makes the grab and down immediately. He picks up a few. Guys, let's chat about Florida. They got a huge boost to their defensive front in recruiting last week. 5-star backer, verbal commitment, some future help in the form of this guy, David.
Oh, baller. And these are the guys that they play running back and all over the field in high school because they're so big and strong and athletic. And it's a guy that you count on. They can come in right now and play day one with that size-speed combination.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge third down coming up. They'll try to get it through the air. And a big deflection on third down forces a fourth down.
And this defense doing a really good job understanding out route, seeing it, sitting on it, waiting, breaking on the football, not giving up the third down conversion.
This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on fourth down. Looking for the marker. And he's not even close to the line to gain, and the defense makes the stop.
And listen, I have no problem being aggressive on fourth down, but the consequences of that, now you got to have your defense go bail you out. So you started the game trying to be aggressive. Well, defense, you got to get my back now.
They'll start on the ground with Durham. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up one. I wonder how much fun this is for him. The head coach trying to take down the old alma mater across the way.
Yeah, I think these are always mixed emotions and how you feel about this, playing your old squad. Like it's something about it, I'm sure, that's nostalgic, and all the memories probably come flooding back. But there's also a competitive element, Palmer, that you want to beat this squad. Like this is the next team in your way for you accomplishing your goals and dreams.
Yeah, he's probably experiencing the emotional spectrum coming into this game, but make no mistake about it, he has to separate himself from his past allegiances. And understand, he's the home team. He wants this crowd to get in this football game. You know he just gave a rousing speech to his guys in the locker room before taking the field. He wants to win this game versus his alma mater.
Maybe didn't like that play call on 3rd and 2. Instead, a timeout. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Third down is coming. Now a little bit farther to go after the penalty. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. And the defense, with help from the officials, will push this offense back. It'll be third and short from their own 33. Left side, it's Wilson. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Gets the ball right to the 50-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down. LSU right back to the line.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
He'll take the deep shot. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25. Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs, on first down finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points, but they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Well, that receiver, he knew he had to get his head turned around quickly. He's running the curl route against zone coverage, but he knows his quarterback is going to be firing that ball into him. It's a rocket pass. He's able to make the catch and get the first.
He stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
On the move to the right and looking for a big one. And that one's too high, out of bounds, incomplete. When these two first met in 1937 in Baton Rouge, LSU shut out the Gators. Florida would notch the first road victory in this swampy series when they beat LSU on the Bayou in 1956.
A lot of history between these two teams because even when there were two divisions in the SEC, this was a constant cross-division rivalry featuring lots of NFL talent and some really dramatic games. I remember being the #1 team in the nation back in 1997, going into Baton Rouge and losing, and the fans rushing the field, tearing down the goalposts. These two teams have unbelievable fan bases and lots of talent on the field.
Looking to throw again. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Gators will bring the punt team onto the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. He gets his first one of the day out of there, and they used him 3 times in that loss last week.
Dude, how about that boom? I mean, you talk about power. That dude just booted that thing halfway across the field, completely flipping the field position and getting it down inside the 10. That is a nice job by that punter.
Their own end zone nipping at their heels as they start this drive from their own 2. From his end zone, trying to loosen up this D. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Pressure affects quarterbacks, and this guy's one of the best in the nation. I don't care how talented you are, but if you're being hit, you're not going to throw completions.
Long way to go on second down. From his end zone, a lot of room to throw downfield. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Well, this defense knew they had a tall task playing against this Heisman-caliber quarterback, and the best way to affect him is with pressure. They were able to hit him on that play, and that forced the incompletion.
From his end zone, he'll have to get rid of it. Got him downfield. This offense has a little room and a fresh set of downs at the 23.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it. And the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting the backfield, making the play.
Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. They're all over him. Got there right as the ball did. Jarred it loose. It'll be 3rd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. He'll just throw it away, and it'll be 4th down.
And this is why you don't want to get in these situations. 3rd and long, defense knows it's pass. They're playing pass, playing deep. QB has nowhere to go with the football, so he just throws it away.
They kick it away on 4th down. Cradles it at the 35. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. They'll get this drive started from their own 45-yard line. Hits inside. It's Abrams. Got the 1st down. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the 1st quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Still looking for our first score of the game as we start the 2nd quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Jones wants to throw it. Pulls it in. It's Stockton. A likely touchdown-saving tackle, but the catch and run takes it down to the 7. The Gators will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. He wants to throw it. Trying to barrel in. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback...
Touchdown, Gators! The sure hands in the end zone, and he has 6. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And it was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. He'll be stopped just short of the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24, and good work by the coverage unit. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Delayed right to the back. It's Edwards. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Let's talk for a minute about LSU. This is exactly how you want to start conference play. Early in the race for sure, but precisely the type of foundation you need to set.
And this is really the meat on the bone in the schedule, right? A lot of teams have out-of-conference games early in the season, but now is where it matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David.
Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Touchdown, Gators. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Oh, and they blocked it. Picks it up. That's a live ball. He takes it the distance, and you can give him 2.
How about the job by this field goal block unit? They didn't take the play off. They get penetration, get their hands in the air. You never know what's going to happen. It takes a good bounce. Next thing you know, you're scooping it up. You're taking it the other way and putting 2 points on the scoreboard.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. So the LSU Tiger offense comes out to start this drive. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Making the adjustment on the play. Looking downfield, it's Levin. Dumps it to the back. Working the middle, it's complete. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. LSU quick to the line. Death Valley has a well-earned rep of being intimidating. It is nice to be the quarterback, to have everything on your side.
And have everything quiet. It's the loudest place by far that I ever played. I mean, for an entire game, they are on their feet, yelling, screaming. Now listen, we can't play all the words they're yelling, Reese, but they are an intimidating crowd.
Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. To the ground, he's got it again. Breaks into the open. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They got a 1st and 10. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the knee.
That's an awesome job by the defense. They're sniffing out the screen, reading the body language of the running back. They were not fooled. They knocked it away.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Out wide right, it's Edwards. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play, in prime position for a score. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into 4th down. They're going to go for this, down 2 possessions, and try to keep this drive alive. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Snapped on 4th down. Looking to the end zone. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. On the draw, it's Abrams. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Jones to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the catch. It's Brown. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. And the Gators come to the line after the big connection and going back to work. Fresh center downs going to the air. Out wide left, it's Wilson. And he's brought down after a nice gain on the play. Give him 7 on that one. And now we've reached the 2-minute timeout. After the 7-yard completion, it's now 2nd and 3. Finds his man on the RPO. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. Timeout called by LSU. That's their second. And now everybody chiming in to figure out how to play this fourth down. The Gators will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Looks it in. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Wide receiver going in motion. Back to pass, it's Levin. They'll flip it out to the back on the screen. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. After the holding penalty, 1st and 20 for this offense. He's changing the play. He's looking to throw. Finds his target. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. 2nd down coming.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
Caught in the backfield, it's Edwards. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Listen, if I'm a QB, 2nd down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable 3rd down, but when this defense is flying around like this, so fast closing out, he got to that running back, got him on the ground so fast, the running back had nowhere to go.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. The Tigers spin their 3rd and final timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Snap on 1st down, wants to throw. Throws for the tight end. Makes the grab, it's Thomas. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory. Sets his feet, it's Levin. Rushes on. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. Throws toward the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. As the Gators head for the locker room by the watchful eye, that full Gator head. Let's check in with Kevin Connors at the half.
Guys, welcome into the epicenter of the college football world, our Orlando EA Sports Studios, and a great Week 8. We begin with Oklahoma in their matchup against the number 2 team, the Texas A&M Aggies. And it's the Sooners coming away with the victory in one of the highest scoring games we've seen all season.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19.
Make it 2 straight victories, and though their quest for perfection is over, this team is still very much alive in the playoff picture. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the Big 12.
First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical. Get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Second down to the air. Fires to the wideout. What a job to lay out and make the catch. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Where did he go? There he goes. The 40. At the 30. Inside the... And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Tigers.
And I love the way they just came out in the second half. The passing game, it was a little touch and go in the first half, right? What did they do well? They ran the football. They come out in the second half, Palmer, more of the same. They didn't abandon it. They break the long run, and they cut into this lead.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? For them right now, the key is scoring points. Can't keep turning it over. They were turning it over, throwing the football, so let's run it. And after gashing him like that, if I was this offensive coordinator, I would just keep giving this guy the football, regardless of what the defense does, and see if he can break another long one.
On the return, it's Lloyd. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. So after watching their defense immediately give up a touchdown drive here in the third quarter, they'll try to answer here. Jones wants to throw it. Rush right in his face. Unloads in the nick of time.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
They'll need a bunch on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Throws to the wideout. Right side, it's Brown. Lots of room to run. At the 30. 10. And he scores. Touchdown, Florida.
And this offense doing a really nice job, man. They're understanding who they are. And Jesse, do you find guys, man, on the outside that you know where they're going to be, you know they're going to make plays, and you just continue to feed them?
Yeah, no question, especially in a situation like this, David. When the game's on the line, you got to go to your best players. And quarterbacks, they keep track of what's happening during the game. Who's winning? Who's getting separation on the outside? Who do I feel comfortable throwing to in tight coverage? This is the guy. That's now his second touchdown catch in the game, and I don't think that's going to be the last time we see him touch the ball.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They haven't had a whole lot of production, nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far. And if they're going to get back in this game, it needs to start right now.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Looking downfield, it's Levitt. Wilson open on the right side. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. Big play, takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47. LSU right back to the line.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. The Gators sending the offense back to work. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Finds his big tight end. Not the biggest play in the world, but it's one that can set the tone as he bangs his way out to the 38.
And when you start to develop a feel as a tight end that you can feel the zones and the holes, man, you start to become unstoppable. Nice job. QB on the same page, sees his tight end break towards the sidelines, finds the hole in the zone, delivers a strike. Nice completion, nice communication there without saying a word.
Gonna take a shot. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He's down right there, short gain on the grab.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Second and long here. Dropping back, it's Levitt. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort, and right now they're making the most play.
He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
There was just nowhere to go with the football for the quarterback throwing it. So he tried to create, he tried to extend the play with his legs, just not able to get away from the defense, and now we have fourth down.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on fourth down, trailing by double figures. Snaps it, and he has to have it. Still on his feet at the 45. They mark him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
Quarterback changing the play. Wants to throw on first. Throwing right. Finds his man. It's Edwards. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Edwards. Turning it on. Defense comes up with a stop, but not before he moves the chains and takes it inside the 10 to the 8. Back to throw. It's Levin. Big guy smells it. Touchdown, Tigers. Gets it into the end zone. Field shrinks. Tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
Deep in the end zone, it's Lloyd. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. From the gun, it's Abrams. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. The Gators want to crank the tempo.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Second down, gonna throw it. Finds his big tight end. Stopped at the 42, but he got 15 yards on the play. And the Gators will line it up on 1st and 10.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want...
Into the secondary on the right. Touchdown, Florida. Once he got some room, it was over.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. From deep, it's Smith. Makes a move. All the way out to the 46-yard line before he's run out of bounds, and what a job by this special teams unit. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. They'll move the wide receiver. On the delay, it's Edwards.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Dropping back, it's Levin. Going over the top. He's got it inside the 15. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. Now just about ready to snap it to start the 4th. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Makes a catch, and he will score. Touchdown, LSU.
Hey, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again. And how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football, but here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a masterclass in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way. And you're right, In college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. That last score the defense allowed made it a one-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Running inside, it's Montgomery. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line. The Gators want to pick up the tempo. Right at the line. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
And I just need a crease. I need you offensive linemen, just like right here. Great job holding the point of attack. Don't let any penetration come in. Give me a little sliver, and then you see the running back, Palmer. He'll do the rest, lower his shoulder, and make sure he gets the 1st down.
Yeah, it means a lot to this offense, too, to have a guy like this that always just seems to fall forward. He always, in these short yardage situations, knows where that 1st down marker is, and he's able to get those hidden yards in piles, driving his legs to help keep this drive alive.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Jones to throw. He unleashes a long one. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes as a quarterback, when you have success early, you earn the right to take more shots. I think that's what you're seeing now in this game. We're here late. They're still throwing it deep because this quarterback's thrown 3 touchdown passes. He's proven to his coach that he can get it done and he can make the right decisions and not put his offense in harm's way. And that's why you're still seeing them throw it vertically downfield.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. The Gators will punt it away on 4th down. The Gators are going to call their first timeout. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Unloads to the wideout. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory, and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
First play of the drive, he'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass it.
There's a reason you drag the record books to the recycle bin in a rivalry game. Upsets, and we've got one looming. Motion from the wide receiver. Got it behind the line. It's Watkins. Oh, he's got some space. He stopped, and he's got enough to move the chain.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
If you can't win it all, you might as well try to ruin things for your rival, and that's exactly what we've got working here. There's a crease. Runs through the tackle. They'll get him on the ground, but he takes it all the way down to the 10. There's a reason you drag the record books to the recycle bin in a rivalry game. Upsets, and we've got one looming. Touchdown, Tigers! They move on top here in the fourth. He's doubled his touchdown output for the season in this game. 3 of his 6 have come in this one. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the fourth. Coming out with it, it's Lloyd. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. So they just gave up the lead on that last touchdown drive. Now to put something together to go back on top late.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Rides to the back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
That's a really good job by this defense because second and short, a lot of times, you're thinking pass. You're thinking they're going to try to make that big play because they're set up in a good spot. They did a great job still getting penetration, shutting down the run. Now, third and short time. Probably expecting another run again. Who's going to be the most physical team?
Burrowing for yardage. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down.
Well, nice job finding a crease to go get that first. And, Dave, there's just some running backs out there that feel like they have that sixth sense. They just know where the marker is. They know where that first down marker is, and they're just able to find a way to fall forward and get it.
And I love when they don't dance. Know the situation, right? Don't bounce things that don't need to be bounced. When I need to stick my face in there and lower my shoulder and get a couple yards, I got to know the situation. Great job by him running the ball physical and finishing the run for a first down.
Jones wants to throw it. Tight end finds a soft spot. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. And the Gators in the hurry up.
And, man, this quarterback has had a day. With that pass, he goes over 300 yards on the day. Really nice job executing, putting up some yards today. Pretty good day for the young man.
Long way to go on second down. Kept the last one on the ground. Now they'll throw. And he just chucks it into the fourth row.
Third and long, defense knows the pass is coming, so they're going to have guys with their eyes on the QB, but they're going to try to get to him with pressure, pinning their ears back. If you're on offense, you might be thinking blitz here. You better get rid of this one quick.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Just gets rid of it before the heat.
And if you're the defense right now, you've given up some yards on this drive, but you've got a possession lead. You just need one more stop after that last incompletion setting up fourth down. Do you blitz? Do you try to speed up the QB? Let's find out and watch.
Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Shoots it to the left. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. And he's brought down, but they believe the offense could convert the fourth down, and it paid off.
What a big play in the fourth quarter when you're trailing and you really needed to get a first down here. Nice job by the quarterback, making the pass, getting the first down.
DB's right up on the receivers. Tough run here. It's Abrams. Tough to run it this deep in the red zone, and he found nothing at all that time. Now the LSU Tigers will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. They'll run it to the left here, looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Gators! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
Really good execution by this offense. Late in the game, under a minute, score to take the lead. It's what you draw up. It's what you dream about. But now, my defense has to go on the field and get me one more stop.
So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. Looking to throw. It's Levitt. Oh, pressure's coming. And they got him.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
Wants to go up top on 2nd down. Under pressure. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. It's hard to think of a worse time for a penalty like that than at this stage of the game. It's 3rd and long. Goalpost tapping you on the shoulder. Just take care of the football here. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
And I love that play call. I love when you're backed up in your own territory, forcing them to defend the whole field. But here's the problem. When you go aggressive twice in a row and you throw 2 incompletions, now 3rd and long, out of your own end zone, like this is just, don't make that big mistake. Don't hold on to that football too long. Don't turn it over. You got to be smart on this 3rd down.
4th down, gotta have it here. Look out. Stop short of the marker.